Consistency is about discipline executed over and over on a daily basis. Patience is a critical key to success because we are in the world of instant gratification and people want results and they want them now. They want everything now. Guess what? That's not how it works. You need leverage of the people who are your who's. So that is the question that I would ask you to reflect on is who are those people that you need right now?
I'm Coach Des, mindset motivator and lifestyle entrepreneur. My mission is to help you crush your self-limiting beliefs and embrace being unapologetically you. The Born Unbreakable podcast brings you inspirational stories from all over the world that will empower you to unlock your unbreakable spirit. I'd love to partner with you on your next breakthrough. Go to bornunbreakable.com to schedule a free transformational call. Action begins today.
Welcome to the Born Unbreakable podcast. It has been a little minute since I have done a recording and a solo one at that. It's been a hectic time in the fall. If anybody who has paid attention to me in my life knows, is that when it gets closer to the end of the year, like moving from fall into winter, I actually pick up momentum. Oftentimes, it's the time when people take a break, relax, rest, rejuvenate, which I am a fan of. All day, every day, I believe it's important for you to take care of yourself. But at the end of the year is when I like to double down when everyone else is resting. Start my strategic planning early so I can really envision and accelerate into the next year. So that's part of the reason why it's taken me a minute to do a podcast episode, but I'm here today. I'm excited. My energy level is where I want it to be because we are so close, everyone, to the end of the year, and we've got to get excited about all the possibilities that are to come. So let me update you on what's going on in my world, and let's get into the episode. So today we're going to talk about 5 success tips to master. 5 success tips to master. So you're going to want to take notes. You're going to probably want to replay parts of this episode. But what's going on with me? Why is my world so busy and crazy? Well, you know that I'm a consultant and a coach. So I have a lot of clients right now. Everyone is in a place where they need to improve in some way. And so it's all hands on deck for so many of the folks that I'm working with to meet their goals as we approach the end of the year. So it's busy on the client front for sure, but it's the new adventures that have really pushed me into developing a new routine. So I'm going to actually talk about that today as part of the success tips. So writing a book has been quite the process. I've talked about it before, but I can't remember if I've mentioned on the podcast show anyways, that I've moved into the publishing part of the program. So shout out to Ashley Mansour, who is my writing coach, LA writing coach. Look her up, MANSOWR, Mansour. Most phenomenal writing coach on the planet. I am currently in her boot camp. It's a business for books boot camp where former authors and those who are upcoming authors get together and learn about the business of books and all the ways to leverage books into your business so you can monetize it, serve more people. It's so incredible. So it took 90 days to get through the part of really writing the heart of our books, me and the other fellow authors that are in the program. And then those of us who made the leap to publishing are in a different part of the program where you have an editor, a copywriter, and a whole team that helps you to pitch your book, go through the publishing process, and so you can get across the finish line and get it out there to the world. So I'm very excited to have you all read Born Unbreakable, the book. It's been in me. I think one of the things I've learned about authorship is that for most authors, what they want to share with the world is sitting within them for years. And it's just ruminating and marinating like, the finest wine before it actually gets out there to the universe. So it's a very cathartic, eye-opening, enriching, growing and evolving process. So I have a special place in my heart for anyone who's gone on this adventure, because it really is very much about your personal growth, just as much as it is serving your purpose, which I believe for most people is to help others, especially from a place of you having gone through the experiences that others might be going through now, and you want to serve them. So that's happening. So this will be a busy couple of weeks doing the editing process, and yeah, it's an adventure. What else? Started a rental and event business. So Athena Estate is the name of our incredible property that sits on over 1.19 acres, where you can rent it to stay for short term or potentially long term, depending on what your interest is. And of course, if you want to have an event, anything from a small corporate retreat to a party, whether it's a birthday or a bachelorette party or a holiday party, we are your people. We are your people. So I'm very, very excited. I have always had a passion for real estate investment. So I've shifted from the long-term to short-term rental game. It is definitely very different. It's a different set of rules and a different set of risk. So I'm learning a ton, constantly. So if you do happen to be in the Las Vegas area and you're looking for a place to stay, it is we have a main property and a small casita, which we usually only use for special events like a wedding or something like that. So the main property is our bread and butter. It's shy of 4,000 square feet. It's 4 bedrooms, 2 master bathrooms, open concept, modern, renovated. It's enclosed behind a gate. So it's private when you stay or when you have an event. Lots of parking, wonderful location, 10 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. So this is my pitch. I just think it's magnificent. So staydorado.com is where you can actually book. You can reach out to Des at staydorado.com if you want to email me, and Stay Dorado. We just started our Instagram, so you can go there and learn more about what we're doing. So there's that. So lots, those are, I think it's funny because I look back at those episodes when Coach Tracy was working with me, and these are the things that I was talking about coming into fruition. So now they're here, and these were a part of my big rocks for the year. I had for this year 4 major rocks that I wanted to accomplish. One was financial, and it was paying off my timeshares, and I did that. And one was taking a trip out of the country because it's been a while. I did that in the summer. And my last 2 rocks were finishing the draft of my book and then buying this piece of real estate. And so it's been a journey, and it takes a village to make it happen. So with that, let me get into our episode. 5 success tips to master. So these are tips that I've reflected on through my own entrepreneurial journey and really paying attention to the people that I admire in business and in life. I just look at the work that they do, how they show up in the world, and go, that is why they are where they are. That is why they get the results that they get. And today I'm going to drop those gems for you. So get out your pen, your paper, your piece of electronic, whatever it is where you capture your notes, because here we go. Number one, the number one success tip that I want to highlight is discipline. Discipline. Okay. Now, discipline is about what you do every day in your routine, even when you don't want to do it. Waking up early, staying up late if you need to, going the extra mile to make that one more phone call, send that one more email. I listened to this great episode that Ed Milet did. He does so many great episodes. I love his work very much. And he was talking about, through the pandemic and through those difficult points in our life, the people who's, the best get separated from the rest because they go the extra mile. They have the discipline. This is, I want you to think about your routine. Think about your everyday routine from the moment that you open your eyes to the moment that you close your eyes and your head hits the pillow. How do you use those hours? Hopefully you're sleeping 8 hours, maybe 6 to 8 hours. I'm not going to be the one to tell you exactly how to do the sleep thing because I am not the greatest. It is consistently something I'm working on. But what I do know is that I've mastered what to do in the time that I'm awake. Sometimes naps are part of the answer in that routine. So your morning routine, what kind of discipline do you do? So I'll tell you one thing that I do consistently every day, even when I'm in a rush, even when I don't want to, is making the bed. I always make the bed. Sometimes I fall asleep on the couch and I still make that by folding the blanket that I use, putting the pillow away because, hey, you got to do what you got to do. I don't even make it to the bed sometimes. But the point is that it's about holding yourself to a standard and not letting those standards diminish. Hold yourself to a high standard, and it does take discipline to do that. So, no, it sounds like making the bed. What's up with that? It's about having a space that you can live in comfortably that doesn't look like chaos. The space that you're in is a reflection of how you live your life. If you invited any stranger off the street and your house was having an open house right now, what would it look like to them? And I get it. I get it, y'all. If you're somebody who's like, girl, I have kids, I don't know what you're talking about. It's always crazy up in here. There's a sense of discipline. There is a sense of discipline of even for your kids. Is it okay that you allow them to put all their stuff everywhere and don't put things back to where they belong? Put it in their play box, put it back in the little cubby holes where they got their toys from. Discipline is important. It's an important part. So even when you don't want to wake up that extra hour early to exercise, even if it's not going to the gym, there's people that master discipline don't make excuses, because even if you're in a hurry, you'll do the home workout. You will bust out your yoga mat, your free weights, your exercise bands, your quick workout video. You could pop on a YouTube and do a 20-minute workout, or your Peloton, whatever it is. There's not an excuse not to do it. So even if it means that you're like, you know what, I just don't have the time today to do my solid 45-minute to an hour plus workout, but I'm not going to miss the opportunity to nurture my body. Therefore, I'm going to do the quick workout. I got to tell you, it's been the quick workout for me because my priorities are shifting. I haven't mastered my routine, but I want the discipline to take care of myself because I prioritize the way that I feel. And if I feel like crap, then I'm not going to be able to execute the way that I want to in the world. One of the people that is a master at discipline is Rory Vaden. He is the founder of Brand Builders Group, and his book is actually sitting right behind me. That's why I thought about him. I'm going to grab it for anybody who is watching this video or this podcast episode on YouTube. So let me grab it. When I was at the Summit of Greatness just in September earlier this year, I saw Rory and I bought his book, Procrastinating on Purpose, 5 Permissions to Multiply Your Time. What a snazzy cover. Wow. Great photo, Rory. Rocking it out. He's the New York Times best-selling author of Take the Stairs. Do you know how much work it is to become a New York Times best-selling author? Holy crap. That's discipline. That's like the epitome of discipline in authorship through and through. But, you know, if you want to learn, this is the other thing I've learned, is when you want to master something that is a success tip, find the person that frickin' is an expert on it and figure out so you can accelerate your time how to do it faster. How to do it faster. Rory Vaden is a master of discipline. So just taking some time to read his book is probably going to help you understand it more. So think about that. Your routine as it relates to relationships, health, wealth, you know, all of that, right? The holistic picture, the way that you do your morning routine, everything from what you drink in the morning, if that's your cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever it is, it's setting you up for success for the day. And most of the time, people that have the best success routines of discipline, they're working out early. They are spending some time to strategically plan things for their day or their week, so you don't just head in and go into the chaos. You're not just grabbing your phone immediately, reading emails, scrolling on social media. Do you just wake up and start scrolling on social media? Is that part of your discipline? What if you tried something a little bit different and put your technology away, not look at that first thing in the morning, focus on feeding your body and your mind, thinking about the goals that you want to accomplish for the day, mapping out the top priority that you have, the number one thing that's going to get you closer to your goal, doing that sooner in the day, not at 3 p.m., not at 12 p.m., by 9 a.m. What is that thing that you need to do? That phone call, that document you need to create, whatever that is, that's the thing that you should be doing first. So how you feed your mind, how you feed your body, how you prioritize your time, those are disciplined efforts. Then, okay, I get it. You want to watch the cute videos, and I do it too. By the time I get to the middle of the day, I'm not going to say that my friends have not texted me a couple of hilarious things from whatever spot on social media that is going to give us a little bit of levity and things like that. It's how you prioritize those things, right? They're not the first most important thing, but you can have them in your day later. So that's the first success tip, is discipline. Thank you, Rory Vaden, for helping us to learn that a little better. Plug for him and his books. They're fabulous. Okay, next success tip, consistency. consistency. Okay. It's one thing to establish discipline, to say, I woke up early, I got up at 5, I did a workout, I drank a protein shake, so my body is feeling good. I did some strategy or I did some journaling, so I know where I'm at from a mental perspective. I know what meetings I have for the day. I'm feeling good. I can hard charge. It's one thing to say that you have that discipline, even for a week or a month. What about for 6 months? What about for 2 years? Consistency is about discipline executed over and over on a daily basis. It's having an attitude of all the time, not sometimes. It's having an attitude of frequency and frequently, not just occasionally. Not just occasionally. I love Marie Forleo. When I read her book, or I listened to her book rather, I'm an avid Audible user. Plug to Audible. Love Audible. $14.95, y'all. $14.95. You get a credit. You get a credit every month. It's $15 for information that could change your life. It's so worth the subscription. And if you're an Amex Platinum member, I feel like I said this on another episode, they give you the money for it. So it's freaking free. Hi, hello, no brainer. No brainer. Anyways, Marie Forleo wrote a book called Everything is Figure Outable. I love it. One of the things that she encouraged in the book is to write down everything that you do in a day to see how you actually spend your time. That's an amazing way for you to figure out your level of discipline and your level of consistency. How well do you do what you do on a regular basis in all the elements of your life? You know, we all have different priorities, so that list is going to look different. I don't have children. If you have children, there is a portion of your time every day that is dedicated to something related to them. Now, maybe you're somebody who shares your kids, and so you don't get to see them all the time. But with the time that you do get with your kids, I guarantee that something that you strive for is a level of discipline of uninterrupted time where you're not multitasking on your phone, doing 12 other things, so that they know that you're devoted to them in that time. That's creating consistency. That's creating a life where you're committed. Now that's the key, is consistency is a demonstration of your commitment to the things that you say are important. If you're exercising once a month, exercise is not that important to you. If you're growing a business and you're not doing strategy every day, strategy is not that important to you. What's important to you is what you do daily, every single day. That is how successful people get to where they are. If we were on a conversation right now with Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, any of the greats that you could think of, Tom Brady, look at the habits and the patterns that those people have developed. They wake up every day and do what they need to do because they have mastered discipline and consistency. And I think Tom Brady is one of the best examples. And I'm not even a fan of the Patriots or the Buccaneers. I'm a freaking 49ers fan. Y'all know what's up. Shout out to all the greats in the 49ers, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jerry Rice. That's what's up. But I will say that I've admired Tom Brady as a human being, because he's proven that it's not about what team he's on. He can go from the Patriots to the Buccaneers and win Super Bowls, you know, because, and on top of that, this is what I love, is people try to hate on, you know, those that are not as young anymore. And he's considered an older person in the NFL because he's been in it for a long time. And he's still showing people what's up because he wakes up in the morning, feeds his body the things he needs to in order to stay healthy. And his mental grit and his mental game is on point. And he has that. This is my favorite part about watching him, is that in the fourth quarter, he doesn't rest on his laurels and say, oh, we're already, winning the game. And or in fact, he doesn't let it get to him if he's in the fourth quarter and losing the game, which has happened on multiple occasions. And he makes a comeback because he has the mindset of, I know what I need to do. I know what plays I need to make. And I know that if I do these plays and my team is counting on me to show up consistently, I can win this game. I can win this game. So that's why those two things are so important. I loved the episode that was just a few episodes ago with Tony Watley, episode 127. He's a side hustle millionaire. Please get that book if you haven't already. It's freaking gold. Side hustle millionaire, Tony Watley, serial entrepreneur, founder of 365 Driven. He talks about those as being his top two things that he focuses on. His word is consistency. So boom, boom. If you could have at least those two things, then you're already on your way to success. You're already on your way to success. Okay. Now let's get to number 3. Number 3. Ooh, this might be hard. This might be hard for you to hear. Patience. Patience is a critical key to success because we are in the world of instant gratification and people want results and they want them now. They want everything now. Guess what? That's not how it works. You need to have consistency and discipline over time and patience in order to get the results that you want. Let me say it again so that you can let that sink in. In order to get the success that you want, you need that recipe of having discipline and consistency and patience. Patience is I feel like it is a lost thing because of this instant, and I talk about this in my book, is you want it right now. We're in a time of right now. Instacart, Amazon, Uber, you could get a ride or a retail good within seconds. Success doesn't show up like that. Not everybody was born with a silver spoon or a trust fund. And if you were, hey, power to you. I will sit and learn from you just as I would from anybody else that didn't have those things. But most of the world weren't born with those things. So you have to work for it. You have to earn it. And it's not going to come overnight. The entrepreneurs who are successful and separate themselves from everyone, and that's why they say it's the 2%, the top 2%, the top 1 to 2%, is because they stay after it. They play the long game. They play the long game. You heard Brandon T. Adams talk about it in a recent episode. He plays the long game. He lost it all freaking his house, his business, and everything, poured everything that he had to make the next thing happen so that he could rebuild. And now he is far beyond. My gosh. Brandon T. Adams, Rise and Record. Holy smokes. That's a person who is willing to have the patience and take a couple losses and take a couple hits on the chin and get back in the ring. And that's the thing. If you're listening to this podcast episode right now, and you're at the beginning of any part of your journey, maybe you have a ton of experience, but you've started a new adventure, give yourself time. Don't give up. I tell you what, do you know how many times this year with these new adventures that I'm starting, writing this book, where I was like, it's fine. I'm good. I could just say what I need to say in podcast episodes. And every time I found myself making excuses, I said to myself that you're better than that. You are better than that, because not only does the world deserve what you have to say in a way that's meaningful in the form of a book, but you need to do this for yourself. This is a commitment that you've made to yourself. Have the patience to go through the process. Trust the process. And same thing. You know how grueling it is to buy a 7-figure property in this market where the interest rate sucks and the market is difficult and the process of a loan is harder, with so much scrutiny and all the things that there is. I could have thrown in the towel and said, this is just too much. It's too much. You have to have patience. You have to have the patience and the tenacity to continue to move forward. That is when you are tested. That is when the results come, is when you have to dig deeper. You have to dig deeper all the way into the depths of your soul and go back to your why. If you don't have conviction right now in your why, I encourage you to revisit that right now. In this podcast, as you sit, well, if you're doing your laundry, if you're driving right now, however you're listening to this podcast, reflect on your why. It needs to be compelling. It needs to be strong, because if it's not, you will give up and you will not have the discipline, the patience, the fortitude to continue. My why every day as a mission-driven messenger is to inspire others and help them to crush their self-limiting beliefs. When I come back to that, I can wake up even if I didn't have that much sleep. I can get on the phone and help people because it's what I'm meant to do. It's what I'm made to do. It's what's in my bones. It's what's in my body. And that's just an inner kind of energy that you pull from even when you feel like there's nothing left in there. We all have that within us, but sometimes we need a little bit of a reminder, a kick in the pants, whatever it takes to really bring that out of us. What is that for you? What is your why? What's the thing that keeps you waking up every morning and doing this thing over and over and over and over again? It has to be strong. It has to be compelling. Because if it's not, like I said, you will falter, you will wane, and you want to, continue to go even in the face of adversity. Even in the face of adversity. So have patience. For heaven's sake, please have patience. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some time. Rome wasn't built in the day, as they say, right? Okay. Number 4. Success tip number 4 is leverage. You need leverage if you want growth. If you want stagnation, do it all yourself, by yourself. And you will get far, but not far enough. Probably not to the place that you want to be with your goals. What does it mean to have leverage? It means to find your who's. One of the greatest books that we listen to in my mastermind, thank you, Pivot Me, April Garcia, and team, is the book Who Not How, because it's focused on what kind of talent do you need around you to execute your goals. Here's the deal. I'm not the technical person to do all the things related to editing and pushing the buttons and making it happen all quickly to have this podcast in your ears or on YouTube for you to see. Okay. I've said this before. We would be on episode 1, not 130, if I was doing this by myself. Thank goodness for Aaron, because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be getting all of this information. Because I have a team, a partner that's phenomenal at the things that I'm not phenomenal at, and I fully admit that, and I stay in my lane. Here we go. This is what it's about. The same thing in my consulting business and coaching. You have people that do the things better than you. Can I make a PowerPoint? Can I bust out a pivot table in Excel? Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't have gotten as far as I have if I didn't learn how to bust out those skills. Are there people that can do it better than me? Absolutely. Hell yeah, they can do it better than me. So the times when I need things to get taken to level 20 instead of the level, maybe 8 that I can produce on a scale of 1 to 10, there's people that take it past the level 10. Guess what? They do it faster and better than me. I'm going to call them up. I'm going to sit there and spend 6 hours on some slide that's going to take someone else 15 minutes to do. No, doesn't make any sense. And it's something that I continue to work on because I sometimes hoard. I sometimes hoard things to myself and say, oh my gosh, it's just faster if I do it myself. I don't want to burden anyone. I don't want to put that onto anyone. You need leverage of the people who are your who's. So that is the question that I would ask you to reflect on is who are those people that you need right now? Where are you struggling right now in your life? Maybe it's your personal life. Maybe you feel overwhelmed with your kids. Do you need someone to step in? And it's not even, the answer doesn't always mean spending money. Sometimes that is the answer. If you need a nanny or something, hey, but sometimes maybe it's just calling up a friend. Maybe it's calling up a family member and saying, oh my gosh, I feel overwhelmed. Can you help me for a couple hours a week just so I could focus on this thing and hang out with your daughter, your son, whatever that is? Don't be afraid to ask for help. Oh my gosh. And I say that tongue in cheek because I need to practice it myself, but it's not until I'm backed into a wall. And I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to get to those moments where you feel like you're backed into a wall. You need leverage. Think about who your who is. If it's in business, is it marketing? Is it doing your social media? Good grief. That freaking takes forever. Oh gosh, you think that it's going to be fast to post something and it's like, oh, you have to do all these things. Yeah, never mind. Anyways, figure out who your leverage is that you need, because that's going to be a game changer for you. That is going to accelerate you to places that you probably didn't recognize you could go. And let me tell you this. And yeah, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, she said this like freaking 1,000 times. Well, 1,001. Here we are. Boom. Here it is today. Who are those people that you spend the most time with? Are they leverage to you? Are they leverage? Think about it. I hope that you're leverage to someone in your life. I hope they look to you as a value add, as somebody who adds value to their life. In the same way, I hope that you have people in your top 5 people that you spend the most time with. Or you know how they have that thing in your phone where you could have your top 5 or whatever? Like, are those people those that fill those roles, which I've done in episodes that dive deeper into this. So this is more of the Cliff Notes version. But do you have those people that you get mentorship from, that you get coaching from, that you get, that you could confide in, people that will give you guidance, people that will challenge your ideas, people that will help you to grow, people that will help you to surpass and believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. Those are the kinds of people that you want in your life, because I guarantee you right now, if you don't have the right people in your corner, you are going to stay stagnant and not do the things that you want to in life. It's so important to evaluate your circle, do it often, and find the people that are going to push you and accelerate your growth. It's going to be difficult. There's people that you're going to have to leave behind. There's people that you're going to have to set boundaries with. But guess what? Life is hard. That life is hard. Like, I'm sorry, but that's what's up. That's how it is. Number five. Okay. Number 5 reason. Number 5. I don't know why it's taking me so long. It's because I'm so excited to say this and I feel like it's going to surprise you. Number 5 success tip. Fun. Yeah, I said it. F-U-N. Fun. There's freaking songs that are made about it. Are you surprised right now that I said fun is a success tip? Welcome to Dez's core values. Fun is on there. It's been on there all the time. Because guess what? If you're going to wake up every day and have discipline and do it consistently and have patience to achieve the results that you want and have leverage with the team around you, you better damn well be having fun in the process. Don't take yourself too seriously. It is going to be so easy to give up and throw in the towel if every day you're not enjoying the process. If every day is a slog and a grind and you're pissed and you're grumpy and you're crying and you're screaming and you're an asshole to everyone around you, it's going to be, even if you did have a ton of money, it would still suck because that's not fun. It's not fun to be a grumpy, angry person all by yourself. That's a cold day on the top of a mountain with a bunch of stuff and nobody to celebrate your stuff with. So that if you are not having fun right now, you need to change up your program. You need to, have that laughter, be able to laugh at yourself for the things that you screw up because we're human and we will do them. I freaking do it all the time. You know how many times, holy crap, there are times when I've had interview guests and for whatever godforsaken reason, Squadcast, I love you, boo. But you know what? You really need to gut check your buttons because there are times when the video button wasn't pushed. And so I've only had audio on podcast episodes where it's so crucial to have video. I want you to see my guests. I want you to see our interactions, our facial expressions, our excitement, our enthusiasm written on our faces. So frustrating. But I laugh at myself because, oh shit, well, it happens, right? If you are not having fun, then it's just going to be painful to experience success. So, that book, Gap in the Gain, I've said it before, I'm dropping all the book recommendations. Your freaking library should be on fire right now with books that you are absorbing and getting phenomenal information from. Gap in the Gain will help you make sure that you're enjoying those moments of gain and not just focusing on the gap of where you still need to go. Okay, so this was a quick, well, maybe not so quick. I was thinking maybe 30 minutes and it's like over 40 minutes. I guess I was kind of passionate about it, but those are my top 5 success tips to master. Top 5 success tips to master: discipline, consistency, patience, leverage, and fun. Are we doing it? I'll tell you one thing I'm having fun with right now. I told you this before that I went, shout out to Maxine, my loan officer, my cabbie consultant. I went to her party. I talked about this in my episode with Susan Meyer. That was about building a brand. And I bought Cabbie, which is this incredible brand that's focused on making outfits and not just like separate pieces of stuff. So right now I'm having so much fun. If you're watching this podcast episode on video, check out this freaking jacket. Like, plaid has never looked so good. The colors, this is like, I'm all up in the vibes with fall. I just want to go out for no reason, even if I didn't have anywhere to go because it's just so damn cute. I just can't even get over it. So I'm having fun. I have a lot of stuff to do to get it today. I mean, between this podcast episode and writing and the property and getting on this, which I need to get my ass over there to this boot camp retreat on Book of Business. I'm having fun doing it. So please make sure that you have laughter in your days, that you're complimenting the people that you're working with, that you get to joke with them. And, smiles and laughter really are the best medicine. So I really hope that you've taken something away from this podcast episode that's a reminder. Maybe you're good at a couple of these things, but you haven't quite mastered the others. Pick that one thing. What is the one thing between the 5 things that I've talked about today that you need to spend a little more time on? Think about how you can do that today. And if you need help, if you need guidance, and if you need coaching, reach out to me, des@bornunbreakable.com. I value you. I appreciate you so much for being here on the journey with me. Make sure to share this episode with anybody who you think will find value from it. Remember that you are your only limit, so take action today. And I will see you on the next episode of the Born Unbreakable podcast.